Morning, May 12th, 2020. On our way to Holland, Pennsylvania, we got a customer who has a gas dryer. Just was delivered by Lowe's, but they're not allowing anyone to go in and assemble anything or put anything together. So he hired me to come out there and take his old dryer out to the garage and put the new dryer in. And from what I understand, he said that it won't fit through the door. So we're gonna have to probably take the door off the hinges or find another way to get it where it has to go. So I'll see you on the other side right after the intro. Is it alright if I close this door?
Sure, yep.
Okay.
Whatever is comfortable.
Thank you.
You're fine.
Alright, so the door's already off here. "29 inches. Can't use these. So Oscar, why don't you tell everybody why we're not allowed to use that metal accordion style exhaust pipe?
Oh, thanks. I'm so happy that you're letting me tell the people stuff. Thanks, Mr. Bob. So you can't use the metal accordion style exhaust pipe because the gas dryer gets very hot and it could melt that. It's actually dangerous. You have to use the hard pipe, the ones that you have to fold into each other that are very rigid. They're not flexible at all. That's all you're allowed. Isn't that right, Mr. Bob? Isn't that right?
Yeah, Oscar, that's exactly right. The pipe that's up on the screen right now is the only style you're allowed to use with a gas dryer. If you use an electric dryer, you can use those other ones, but they're really not as safe as the rigid pipe. You should always use rigid pipe when you can. Due to fair use copyright laws, I'm allowed to use other people's clips of videos that they've created to either critique them or as reference or education. So I'm going to use a small amount of a video made by Matt Rosendahl, and a link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. You can go visit his channel. You can subscribe to his channel if you like, and here's the video. All dryer vents should be cleaned at least once a year, twice a year if you want to, because lint does build up inside of them. And from that tiny piece of lint and heat, you have a fire. Now, you only need 3 things to have a fire, and this comes from my previous life as a fire chief when I would instruct my firefighters. You need 3 things to have a fire. You need heat, you need oxygen, and you need fuel. You don't have to have a match or some type of ignition. It can self-ignite. If you have heat, oxygen, and fuel, your dryer creates heat, there's definitely oxygen, and the fuel is both the dryer vent, exhaust vent, as well as the lint. That's all it takes to have a fire. So please, folks, be careful. If you're installing your own dryer, or if you have this type of dryer vent, get it out of your house. Go with rigid pipe. It is so much safer.
Well, that makes me want to check my dryer vent, and I'm going to do that as soon as we get back.
Most homeowners don't pull out their dryers and clean behind them because the exhaust vent pipes are a pain in the butt to put back. But look at this one. This is how I found it. And guess what that does? Yep, you guessed it. If you're thinking it traps lint behind there, it sure does. And that's a great place to start a fire with your gas dryer. The homeowner removed this entry door prior to my arrival, and I believe they did it in an effort to help reduce the amount of time it would take for me to complete their project. But what neither one of us knew was that the doorway is actually too narrow, and by almost an inch. And so I had to move the dryer into location using a more invasive method. Just watch and learn, and this is why things cost what they cost, because even the simple jobs are usually never simple. Did you hear it? This was the exact moment that I realized the dryer wasn't going to fit, because the handle. And I already checked, and the handle was not something that looked like it was easy to remove, because it was integrated into the glass window in the front of the unit, and I wasn't going to try to take that off and mess something up. Hello? Plan B. So it looks like I'm going to have to bring that through the front door and in this way, because it don't fit. It's just a little off. This door is a ½ inch wider than that one. So it'll let me slide it in there. Now, can you feel my frustration? Okay, listen. I did measure the doorway opening before going through all this, and it was a ½ inch wider. So why don't it fit? Well, it turns out that the door casing was put in crooked, and it was just enough so that the middle of the door, where I measured it, it would fit just fine. But near the bottom, it was too narrow. It was the same width as the other door. Jesus. Guess it's plan C for this job.
What is plan C, Mr. Bob?
Well, Plan C requires me to remove the privacy trim from the door jamb. Just on one side of the door. Should be enough. Now, the other door doesn't have any privacy trim, and that's because it's an exterior door. So the door seats right into the jamb directly behind the weather stripping. So either way, we would have had to bring it around and through the house. So here we go. Do you see how tight that is? I'm telling you right now, if this thing was maybe even 3/16 of an inch wider, it would have never fit through that door. I would have had to take the door jambs out. These things. As long as that interior door is open, my mask stays on. Now, neither the homeowner nor myself are showing any signs of being sick. But this is the rule set forth by our governor, and it's a condition for being open for business. So, as soon as I get this privacy trim reinstalled and I get that door closed, I can remove my mask while I work because I'm alone in the room again.
Sounds like a doggy barking.
So feel free to look us up on social media, facebook.com/BHS19007. We're also on Instagram at BHS19007. YouTube, which we're at now, /Bob's Home Services LLC. And Twitter at BHS19007. Look us up on any of the social media and interact. So I got a piece of rigid vent pipe, and I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches, which is what's required for connecting the dryer to the box that's currently on the wall. Don't need to crimp these because both the washing machine, both the dryer and the wall are crimped, so they'll fit into these. And this will slip over both of them. I just got to get rid of these burrs. And I'll put my second worm gear clamp on there, so when I slide the dryer into place, I can tighten it down. Alright, this connection is for water, for steam, and this is for gas. When you're working with gas lines, you have to use the yellow Teflon tape. 2 reasons, really. It's a little bit thicker than the white plumbing tape that you would use on a water line, and it also is color-coded, so when an inspector looks at it, they know that you used the appropriate tape for the job. Okay, for adaptability purposes, this piece has threads on both the inside and the outside. And as you can see, I'm using the inside threads to thread this onto the dryer. Hey, you got gas? This is one of those times that it's not cool to pass gas. You must ensure that the gas isn't leaking, because this gas won't only be annoying to the people around, but it could actually kill them. Use a solution of water and dishwashing liquid, making sure to spray every connection. If you see a bubble, turn off the gas and tighten that connection. If you don't see any bubbles, well, I guess you're in good shape. Carry on, my friend. All tight, all scared in, no leaks on the gas, and 6 inches from the wall. Let's test out the new dryer and make sure she's producing heat. This dryer has a safety feature where you need to hold the start button down for 3 seconds. You can see the countdown on the screen there. Once it reaches 1, it'll start and you can release the start button. These aren't actually buttons that's up there, they're sensors, so you just have to barely touch them and they respond to your touch. This is also a dryer that can be controlled via your cell phone through the internet. I don't know anyone who would want to know what their laundry was doing at home or would want to start a dryer while they were at home, seeing it's very dangerous to do so, but it's Wi-Fi enabled just the same. The client took this door off the hinges in preparation for my arrival so that I wouldn't have to do it. So in preparation for his arrival home from work, he's not going to have to do anything. I'm going to rehang the door. I'm going to cut up the cardboard box that the dryer came in, and I'm going to neatly stack everything ready for the trash collection. This way, when he comes home, he sees a job completed, and he appreciates the fact that there's nothing for him to do at all. I also would like to say that they gave me a review, which I'll put up here on the screen to show you, and they even mentioned that I took care of the trash as part of the installation. So it meant a lot to them, and it'll mean a lot to your customer or your wife if you're doing this for someone else or for your lovely bride. Okay, I also want you to take notice that I left all of the pamphlets and paperwork neatly on top of the unit, so when the homeowner gets acquainted with their new machine, their new appliance here, they have all the documentation, everything laid out, not just sloppily piled somewhere or thrown anywhere. Just check out behind here again, make sure everything's still connected, and it's a job well done. This here is a UV light. You might have seen it in other videos that I've posted. The blue LEDs are not UV. You can't actually see ultraviolet light. The blue LEDs are there to let you know where it's working and where it's shining on. Otherwise, it would just look like you were moving a piece of plastic over the appliance. Anyway, the UV light kills bacteria and viruses on contact. So as soon as you shine a UV light on something, the UV destroys that virus and kills it. So I go over all of the controls, the plugs, the door handles, everything that I've touched, the doorknobs in the house, the hinges, the gas shutoff, not the gas line behind the unit or the vent pipe or anything like that, because nobody's going to actually be back there, and a virus would only live on that surface for a short period of time anyway. But I make sure I cover everything. I desanitize it, or I should say I sanitize it with UV light, and I keep my customers safe, and they enjoyed that aspect of it and appreciated it, and they put that in the review as well. It's all about making people happy. So here we are. If you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon and you'll be notified next time I upload a video. Share this with your friends if you like. Leave a comment if you have a question or anything. I answer all comments and questions. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.